Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming my February plan with me for my bullet journal / reading journal. I didn't do a plan with me for my January spreads just because it was literally 2 pages. It was a title page and then a place to track the days that I read and what books that I read. I just finished filming my setup and so I was really tired and didn't really want to go all out. I wasn't doing any readathons or anything, so I just decided to skip it. But I have a readathon to do this month, hence why you can see me cutting out a ton of stuff to paste into my journal. That is why. I will get into that a little bit later. But for February, I again wanted to keep it kind of simple. As you can see here, I decided to cut out the books that I was going to be reading for the readathon as well as some graphics. And then here I'm cutting out a picture that I found on Pinterest. I just googled Renaissance aesthetic for a picture that I wanted to put in. This is like simultaneously inspired by Rachel over at Rachel Stephen, who decides to put a print and use stamps to make her title. And you'll see as well it is also inspired by Journal with Chloe, in that I'm putting my TBR right beside it. And yes, I do know that I am putting in January, even though it is February. Don't worry, I come to the realization in a minute. It's quite funny. Anyway, that's a simple title page, and then I can move on to my TBR. For this, yes, I am committing blasphemy, and I am ripping pages out of a book. I do this all the time with books that I don't really care about, and we're planning on donating anyway. I decided to use it for scrap for my bullet journal, just because I really enjoy it, the aesthetic. But I use those mostly for like titles and headings. I decided to do a simple black border just to kind of finish off the page and make it look a bit more cohesive with the title page. And then I just use black sticky notes as my black borders. I'm using my white Gellyroll, and I will leave a link to that down below for my title, just simple TBR, and then I'm writing in the books that I know I am planning on reading for February. There will probably be others, but these are just the ones that I know for sure. I had to take a minute to think about the one book from a book club that I am participating in, and then I left a couple blank spaces for other books as they become available. And here's the moment that I realized that I wrote January instead of February. So I took a piece of paper and just fixed it up. So I took a piece of paper from the book scraps that I've made that had a blank side and decided to use that as a little header, which I think actually looked really, really good when I was finished. And I'm quite happy overall with the state of this title page and TBR. Moving on to the next spread, this is my spread for the one readathon that I'm hoping to complete this month, and that is 2021's Polarathon, which is run by JD Ray Reads here on YouTube. I absolutely adore her and her channel, and this graphic you can find on her announcement video, which I will leave down below, as well as the links to all the host channels. As you can tell from the adorable graphic on the side that I also found on Pinterest, I will link the artist in the bio. I'm on Team Penguin because I had to. Penguins are my absolute favorite animal, and I'm obsessed. I absolutely love it. I also printed off the book covers for the books I'm planning on using for all of the prompts, which are listed on the little map that I pasted in as well. Depending on what team you're on, you've got different prompts, and then everybody has to read at least one polar fantasy, which is the middle prompt that is running across the entire thing. Polar fantasy is the theme of the Polarathon. It is basically just fantasy set in like Arctic wintry climates and have wintry vibes, and that's kind of my favorite type of fantasy, so I'm very excited. I put little markings around all the book covers to make it look like they were separate spaces for them, and also used my Gellyroll again for the title. And a Tombow in the color 553. The prompts are Arctic Adventure, which I decided to pick Ruth Bear's 1 by 1, which is set in a ski resort, I believe. A book with a foiled cover, which I chose Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. A book with an animal friend, which I chose Five Dark Fates by Kendar Blake. And for polar fantasy and folklore, I will be reading Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik as well. These next two spreads are pretty standard for my bullet journal. I put them in every single month. These are the spreads that I use to track my reading. So again, just using the book pages and the black sticky notes to make this heading. It's my favorite heading to do, and I just really enjoy it. This first spread is going to be my Days Read spread. So I draw out a very simple square calendar with each box being an individual day in just a quick little grid. I'm going to use my Muji gel pen to type or write in the numbers of each day, and then use a zebra Mildliner in the gray color from the pastel pack to make a quick drop shadow. And then I'll be using my Tombow in the color 553, the purple one again, to fill in each box with a little dot on each day that I actually do some reading, so I can track how often I am actually picking up a book or listening to a book. This works really well and really shows me where I have some slumps in terms of my reading, so it helps me keep track and make sure that I'm reading at least a little bit every day. And on this side, it is super simple. Once again, another page border or background, a black sticky note, and this is going to be my books read log. So this is where I'm going to actually write in the list of books that I read in the month of February. And finally, this is a new spread that I didn't do in my bullet journal last year. I just started doing it this year, and it is my monthly stats. Here I'm going to paste in the cover of the book that I choose to be my favorite, which will be also included at the beginning of my bullet journal. And then I am going to keep a tally of a few different things. I want to keep track of how many nonfiction books, audiobooks that I've been reading, as well as a few book clubs and challenges that I plan to participate in each month. So the Ruby Reads book club, done by Ruby Granger, a Herstory book club, which is a book club I participate in through TikTok. I'll leave her channel down below. And then I'm doing the Reading Women challenge, so I want to try and click off a couple books for the challenge each month. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy this, please give me a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments what kind of spreads you include in your bullet journal or what's on your TBR for this month. If you're new here, please subscribe. I put out new bookish and organization videos every week, and I hope you guys have a lovely day. Bye-bye.